Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're taking a look at Tom Bower. He is reacting to this stupid book and has lots to say about it. You know, I'm a big fan of Tom Bower. I really enjoyed Revenge, one of my favorite books I've read. I have the whole recap here up on the channel, so check that out if you haven't already. But I just thought we could take a look, pause, react to it, discuss what he's talking about, and just have a conversation about it. So thank you all for being here. I'm Jen. Honk, honk. I honk because I was told by a member of the Sussex squad that I sound like a drunk goose, and I love it. So here I am, drunk goose and all, ready to discuss these two bellends. Here we go.
Right, let's talk about Endgame, the new book by Omid Scobie. That name might not be familiar to you. He's the author of Finding Freedom, which was a...
All right, let's be petty. You know I love petty. That's where I live. Right off the bat, she says you may not be familiar with that name. And I got to think, to somebody like Omid who thrives on this crap, that's got to be a huge dig.
Hagiography of Harry and Meghan's exit from the royal family. Just to fill you in on Omid, I mean, I used to work with him because I covered the royal beat for many, many years. He used to come on royal tours, ask me how I broke my stories. Used to tell him, share a bit of my wisdom, and now he is basically in the habit of turning over the royal family.
I can't get over the word hagiography. I think that's great, and I love that she's calling his ass out. This is wonderful.
In any way he can, seemingly on behalf of the Sussexes, although they insist that they don't brief him at all and that they have no contact with him, and they couldn't possibly comment on some of the allegations in this book, which include that Harry is willing to forget the royal row, but Meghan refuses, that Meghan ran Scobie when he was being harassed online. They're not friends, but she did manage to call him when she noticed he was getting some grief on social media. Princess Anne was apparently behind the eviction of the couple from Frogmore.
Anybody else kind of hope that's true? I heard the same thing about Princess Anne being behind the eviction. I hope so. I hope that's the one thing Omid got right, because I love her, and that will make me love her even more.
Meghan and Kate were encouraged to dress like Diana.
I plan on going into that in detail when I actually recap the book, when I get it from the library. But I'm telling you now, this is the wife trying to rewrite history and cover embarrassing things she's done, like cosplaying as Diana.
Kate's scared to do anything other than photo ops. Also takes aim at the king, as we would imagine. He's often envious of his son's popularity, said to have used Harry's teenage drug troubles to improve his own image.
The same crap that Harry tried to spew and spare. That's an alliteration, because that's exactly what he was saying, that Charles was jealous because Harry and Meghan were, I think he called themselves like royal rock stars, something so cringy and embarrassing like that.
The king called Harry a fool to do the Netflix series. Probably most people agree with that. William is hot-headed. He's a company man, increasingly willing to allow the palace to deploy dirty tricks. Both him and the princess are said to have found the lampooning of Harry and Meghan on South Park as hilarious.
I'd pay all the money I don't have to sit with William and Catherine and watch that South Park episode and laugh hysterically. Oh, that's my happy place.
They probably weren't alone there. Let's bring Tom Bower into the conversation. He's a journalist, author and royal biographer. Tom, what do you make of Endgame so far?
Well, I think it's a rather risible and worthless book.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Bower. So the thing that makes me love Tom Bower is that his book, Revenge, is so well researched and so thought out, and has millions of examples of the points he's making throughout, with tons of sources, all the people he's interviewed. He goes through all the people he talked to get the information for his books. And based on the reviews of Omid's book, it sounds like the opposite approach was taken. A lot of hearsay, not any sources, not facts to back up his information.
Written by a man who, we've got to remember, completely lied about his sources last time, or told the accuracies.
He suggested that he didn't have that much contact with the Sussexes, and then during a trial, Meghan's trial for privacy and breach of confidence and data protection, it was discovered that she had actually sent an email where she admitted knowing Omid and perhaps wanting to inform some of Finding Freedom.
Guys, lest we never forget, she claims she forgot. She forgot that she helped him with his original book. So I wonder if she's forgetting about this one as well.
More than that, Camilla, what happened was he signed a statement saying it was the truth for the trial against the Mail on Sunday, saying he had no contact whatsoever and no briefing whatsoever from the Sussexes. And we know that the Sussexes spokesman, Jason Knauf, sat for 2 hours with Omid Scobie, reading him the briefing notes that Meghan herself had written.
I suppose
she herself also
the more
said,
important question is, have they informed this book?
of course they have.
Of course they have. But it's so fun to watch them squirm and try to make up new lies to cover the lies about helping with this book.
And what he does is, he doesn't actually talk to Meghan directly, as he didn't for Finding Freedom. He talks to the pressman or presswoman. I mean, they change all the time. But the whole point about what I'm trying to say about Omid Scobie is that he was absolutely inaccurate in the sworn statement he made, and that in itself was a catastrophe. Because it, in the end, went against the Mail on Sunday. But the point about the current book is this, that Omid Scobie clearly has nothing new to say.
Translates to Meghan and Harry have nothing new to say. They're regurgitating the same grievances they've had with nothing to back it up based on lies.
All he's got is silly stories like King Charles irons his shoelaces.
Well, who doesn't?
Let's be honest.
Come on, we've all been there.
But it's worse than that. I do find his attack on Kate really gratuitous, but of course that is very much Meghan speaking.
Well, it's basically depicting Kate as a Stepford wife that doesn't have much use of...
And she's a wonderful woman. She's doing a terrific job.
Just have to remind everyone, the one Meghan that likes to give us the word salad speeches, Meghan, especially about feminism, likes to go after women a lot.
Scobie was unfailingly sympathetic to the Sussexes. He does not hold them accountable for anything. This is the problem. Where's the accountability? Is it everybody else's fault, or might the couple have at times been at fault?
But it's not the trouble. The point is he is their spokesman. That's why we know.
Unofficial.
Well, quite official, because we know...
Unpaid, apart from the proceeds of the book.
Well, of course, but we know that from Finding Freedom, the statement he signed, which was untrue, inaccurate, whatever you want to call it. Again, he's saying he's had no help. Why would he be praising the Sussexes other than being as their cheerleader?
And if Harry wasn't working with him, why would he allow some stranger to come in and trash talk his whole family? That's his job, right? No, I'm saying, like, it just doesn't make any sense at all. But they're trying to spin it this way because they think they can outsmart us always. It never works.
And this is the really important part about this book. It shows the Sussexes are continuing their war. They are all the time looking for a way to needle and to discomfort and to destabilize the royal family because it's in their financial and professional interest.
Exactly this. And I expect any second now, Meghan's going to do something. It'll probably happen between the time I record this and I hit post on this thing. She's going to do something to get herself back out in the news, especially while all this is going on. They're not going to lay low. She's going to put herself out there, trying to act like this has nothing to do with her.
And that is really where the sin of this book is, that actually the attack on the royal family is Meghan and Harry talking in their anger that they can't actually make any headway in California, in America, with their careers, other than by rubbishing the royal family who tried their hardest to make them feel at home and all the rest of it. And so I think what Scobie's doing is quite shameful, but on the other hand, what I think Meghan and Harry have done is quite shameful, so they're in the same boat.
I mean, he's got his shtick, he's doing his thing, he's making money from it. Is there something slightly admirable about this guy's chutzpah? I mean, he's come up with 2 books. The press are all over it.
Well, they are, because we know from the first book that it was Meghan speaking, and now we know it's Meghan speaking again. And so this isn't because the book contains amazing revelations. It doesn't at all. But we know that he is the tool of the Sussexes.
Well, I no longer use their titles. Otherwise, I would totally make that the title of this video, the tool of the Sussexes. Maybe I'll make it Harry and Meghan's tool. We'll see.
And as the tool of the Sussexes, he has done the best he can to blacken the royal family.
Any hope of reconciliation between the king and his youngest son, or the royal brothers, Tom?
No freaking way. And I posed this question before in a different video, and I'm throwing it out again here. Do you think there's any chance in hell Meghan wants him to make up with his family? Not that they should anyway, but I'm saying, no, I think this is all part of her plan to continue to distance Harry from the family, for them to continue to play victim. And I don't know, he's an idiot. He just goes along with it.
Absolutely not, and nor should there be. I mean, the Sussexes are beyond the pale, and they should stay in Montecito.
Doesn't particularly help the king's image, though, to be estranged from his son, and
Scobie,
indeed his grandchildren.
Scobie isn't going to write the third book. I mean, he's busted it now. He said all he can.
Do you reckon?
Absolutely. Well, he's got nothing more. He's got nothing new to say in this book.
Might Meghan write a book? I mean,
yes.
interestingly, Scobie's boasting about knowing who the so-called royal racists are, plural, but he won't name them for legal reasons. Isn't the biggest danger that Meghan pens her own autobiography, blows the whole thing to pieces?
Well, I described in my own book on Meghan who the two people were, and there's no legal reason why he can't reveal it. It's just that he's too scared to do it. But the truth is in my book about that. But I do believe that Meghan is writing her book.
Right.
I do believe that will eventually come out. That's how that will be their meal ticket when the Netflix money goes. And that'll be a huge sensation because Meghan has, what she says, will be damning of the royal family, very difficult. And that's why I've always felt that King Charles and the Cambridges have not handled this properly. They should be much more on the front foot. They should actually condemn the lies and the rest that are put out in these sort of books.
Lots to digest there. I tend to think the same thing. I think that she knows she has to put her... It's going to be such bullshit. But she has to put her book out because it's the last thing she has left. It's going to be interesting to see it in print. I think it will be much of the same. It'll be a lot. We'll handle that when it comes, right? Let's tackle this book first. But I hear the same, that she's working on it. I'm here for it. Not that I want to read another thing about her or from her, but it'll be funny to see it in print, all the things that we already know, and to watch her, hang herself with her own rope type thing. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. I always love Tom Bower. Of course, as more stuff like this comes out, I'll be talking about it. And I just appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. Can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care. Bye-bye.